I've got these 4 pieces of bamboo here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stain these, which I hope works. I've never tried to stain bamboo before. I don't know if it will or not. This is just some bamboo I cut out in my backyard over in the corner. What I'm gonna try to do is make tomato trellises out of them. So that's what we're gonna work on today. I've got two tomato plants that don't have trellises on them and they're kind of falling over. So we're gonna stain these up, we'll cut them up, and then we'll bind them together and see how that works. Well, there's the bamboo. Excuse me. There's the bamboo. I've got some stain on it, so we'll give that a little bit to dry. The stain didn't take as well as I thought it was going to. And I really thought I needed to protect it from the rain and stuff, but you know, bamboo is pretty much indestructible anyway, but I thought I'd give it a nice little color or shine to it, so hopefully when it dries out that it'll pop a little bit. Once it dries, we'll start cutting it and then you know, binding it together and make a little trellis out of it. Right here are the 2 tomato plants I want to make the trellises for. The bucket thing worked really well, but now they're getting kind of big and they are getting some tomatoes on it, which is better than last year, but I want to get something to get them in a stand. Because like this over here, I got this little guy in the stand right here, and you can see he's got a really good tomato already forming on him, so that's good. I mean, but I don't want the tomato plants to get heavy and fall over. And over here is our cantaloupes. They got flowers on them, got bees flying around them and stuff, and you know, it's starting to come out pretty good. So hopefully we'll get some pretty juicy cantaloupes this year. Anyway, all right, I've cut this off at a little wedge to drive it into the ground. And I've got this thing cut to the size I want it. Excuse the camera. So it's gonna be about that tall right there. And I'll drive it in the ground a little bit and then we'll make a square out of it. So anyway, I'll cut the next 4, get them wedged in, and then we'll start putting things together. It does seem like it's going to rain here in a few, so hopefully I'll get this together before, or at least one together before it starts raining. All right, sorry it's a little windy out here, but I have the 4 stakes in now. So now all I got to do is get some baling wire and bail in the cross beams to hold the tomato plant up. So yeah, we're getting there. Looks pretty good. All right, well, I've got it all put together. Now I can, once this plant gets a little bigger, I'll put another step on top, another 4 posts on top. But that's my homemade tomato trellis out of some bamboo that's in the backyard. Now I've got some more in my back porch right now. It's drying. So once it dries out, I'll stain it again and I'll do that tomato plant over there. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Not too bad for free. So anyway, on to the next thing. All right, well, we're back at the chicken coop. It's raining. I realized I've made a little problem here. The problem is these rails down on the bottom, if I can't bend them out of my way because I got this upper board here, so I can't lift this board up high enough to slide them down into the rails like I thought I was going to. So if I can't bend these, if these won't bend out of the way, then I'm going to have to cut them off, which I really don't want to, but I will. But so anyway, let's see if we can get these things bent. Well, I've got it on there. It's not the greatest, but it is on there. So yeah, now we can get the window cut in, get the roof sealed up, and get everything else put together. But it's finally coming together. At least all 4 walls are on it now. All right, there we go. We got the window cut out. I have to get some seal. I got a little bit of seal in my shed there, and we'll seal the back of that window, and we'll get that screwed in, and that looks pretty awesome. Now that we can get to the eggs, and I think the chickens are gonna be really, really happy in there. I mean, it looks like a pretty nice hutch to me. So anyway, let's carry on. All right. I just gave this chicken coop a good wash down and a bleaching before I put the window in, just because it's easier without the window right now. So once I put it in, it'd still be all right, but I figured since it's not in, I might as well make use of it. That's the inside of the chicken coop with the perches and everything. One perch there, one perch there. Looks pretty good. Yep, we're ready to get the window in. There's my little boxes right there. So yay, here we go. All right, now I got a nice seal around this. Getting ready to put this window in and screw it to the frame. But all that black around there, that's actually a foam seal. I guess they call it universal seal or something like that. But so we're getting ready to put this window in. All right, well, now I'm getting rained on again. And evidently the window foam thing didn't work, because as soon as I started screwing it, it cracked the window all the way across. So I need to come up with a new plan. So I guess I'm just going to take the board that I cut out over there and just do it like I did the front, and just frame it out and just put a hinge on it so we can just lift it up and down. And then I'll put a little latch up there so we can hold it open. So I guess that's the new plan. So okay. Well, there we go. We got the back door on. It hinges up and down. Works good. And that'll work. I gotta get a little handle for it. But just lifts up like the front one does. Put a little board in there so the door don't swing all the way in. And then all I gotta do is put some trim boards on the outside here so it covers up that gap. And the trim will come up with the door, and we'll be all good to go. And all I got left is putting the triangles in and fixing or painting the roof. And we can start getting some chickens. I will say this little job has taken me a little longer than I was expecting it to. Anyway, we're making progress on it. All right, so I got me a chain hanging there, and I got me a handle. So this will just pull this guy on up like this. And voila, now we can get in there. So that'll work. Well, at least the glass is going to be hot anyway, and I'm sure I'd have broke it with a lawnmower eventually. So this is actually better. All right, well, I'm back out here at the Satsuma tree, which I cannot figure out for the life of me what happened to it. So this thing took off, started growing great, and then all the leaves fell off, and it just has not come back yet. And if anybody has any ideas why, or if you had this problem before, leave me a comment, because I'm kind of baffled. I'm really not sure what to think of this tree. I'm hoping it's not dead. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, like I said, crazy. Also, I have another question. This is my apple tree. So this is a big river or big valley. I can't remember which one it is. Apple tree. It's supposed to make a really, really big apple. And over there is my tropical sweet apple tree. I got two of these so I can have a sweet, big apple. But I have never gotten an apple on these. I think they're going on year 4 now, and I have yet to get an apple. So if anybody has any ideas about that, would you please leave me a comment? So I'm not really sure why I'm not getting apples. So I don't know if I need to add another apple tree or what the deal is. But anyway, leave me a comment if you know why. All right, back here at the blackberry bush, and they are definitely popping already. They got the flowers coming out and just blackberries everywhere. We are going to have a lot this year, more than last year. So I guess we'll be making a lot of blackberry cobbler. Because these blackberries are naturally sweet anyway. Yeah, we got quite a few of them in there. So oh, there's one that's turning a little bit. And then over there, that's our fig tree. That was given to us. That was a free fig tree, and it is really bushing out this year already. So hopefully by the end of summer, it might be twice as tall as it is now, so that'd be good. And then we got this little blackberry kind of escaping from my trellis section. I was going to cut it down, but I might extend the trellis. I don't know yet. I'll have to see how that goes. But things are blooming. There's our raspberry right there. It's getting a little bushier. And then our other raspberry over here. And it is definitely getting taller and stronger. So, all right. Hey, oops. Hey, look at that right there. That, I believe, is a raspberry bush that the dogs broke off that's coming back to life. So, all right, we got another one coming in. Hey, looky there. Yet another one. So that is the other stick they broke off by accident, and it's coming back. So now I've got 4 raspberry bushes that have taken root, and it looks good. Looks real good. So we'll be making some raspberry stuff soon. Well, it's been raining for the last couple of days, and look at our roses. There's some dead ones on there, but the live ones are definitely got color to them. And they look vibrant, just super vibrant. That's pretty awesome there. All right, at this end down here is my apple mint. And I actually forgot what kind of mint's over here. Actually, there's a package down here. Not sure. Anyhow, that's my apple mint. I do know that. And I got some more apple mint there in that little container. And I think I've got a 5-gallon bucket out there that's full of dirt, and that I'm gonna go ahead and transplant this half and that half into a 5-gallon bucket probably next week sometime, and see if we can't get a big batch of apple mint out of this. All right, so there's all my turmeric coming up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up already. My peppers are growing. My onions are growing. I got 1 onion that's about ready to go to seed. Right there. But, yeah, turmeric looks good. Looks real good. So yeah, I got 3 things in 1 container, so that's pretty awesome. I got 4 things in the container over there, so that's kind of neat. But yeah.